What up, Pittsburgh Steelers fans? It is Matty P with Marky D, another episode of Mad Monday. We're recording this in the future, like we always do. It's kind of double future because it goes live, Mark. But then you and I, it's a day ahead. Like by the time it goes live for the Americans, it's Tuesday for us. So it's technically like double future when this show actually gets like played by people.
So we watch it Tuesday, which is their Monday, right?
Yeah, but we recorded on our Monday, which is already in the future for them.
Oh goodness, it is odd being over here in Australia, but we appreciate the support. But it's always odd being 14 hours in front, but 9 hours, 10 hours behind the news. It's odd. It's odd.
Yeah, that is it. So we know that it's a bit of a quiet time for fans. So by the time you watch this video, you might not be watching live. You might be watching, or not live, but in the first day that it goes to air. You might be watching a few weeks' time. You might be watching a few days' time. We hope you watch it whenever it is. You're going to enjoy it. And if you're not subbed, definitely sub. That way you don't miss any of the content from Marky D or myself. It's definitely we're ramping it up. We know it's light. We know people are trying to enjoy their summer, so we're keeping it light. But we are ready to go full speed, hard in the paint, as Mark likes to say.
100%.
Scoring TDs in the end zone. Stuff in the run when the season gets going.
That's a basketball term, by the way, hard in the paint.
I know that.
Yeah, but I don't know why. I always use that, and I just say hard in the paint, but like I don't know what.
Like stuff in the run or something,
Stuff and something. I always say hard in the paint. I've never played basketball. I don't know why I say that, but yeah.
I think you said that to me. You played it for like 13 years, but anyway.
13 years? No, I played tennis.
No, I played basketball for 13 years, and you said to me,
"You played for 13 years?"
Yeah.
Wow. Really good.
I was all right. Oh, great, but all right.
Yeah, right. So, I'm just not a good shooter, but that's just me.
I wasn't good toward the end, and then suddenly out of nowhere, I became like really good at three pointers. But anyway, we're here to talk about Steelers. We're here to talk about football, not our own prowess. So we thought we'd have it fun. We're gonna do about a half an hour show for everyone, and we'll actually try and stick to that. Now, you're gonna be able to play along in the live chat for this show. We are going to look at 2023 from a perspective of a little bit of trivia based on what we heard this year, because right now, Steel fans, we're really, really hyped about how many yards, Warren and Najee are going to rush for and how many touchdowns Pickens is going to catch. But maybe some people are overinflating things. Maybe we're not, being high enough on the team. We're going to figure that out. Let you come to your own conclusions by doing a bit of trivia. So, Marky D, I'm going to kick off. This is all going to be to you. I might give you a bit of multi-choice. I think a lot of it would be true or false.
Right.
So you ready? You all primed and
man, I'm ready to go. I reckon I'll get probably 90%. Pretty confident.
All right. No cheating. No looking up stats. All right. True or false? Najee Harris had the lowest yards rushing per attempt for all the Steelers rushers who rushed more than 20 times last season.
What? What question is that? Again, please. Can you repeat the question?
So, of all the players on the Steelers that had 20 more rushing attempts last year, 20 or more.
20 attempts, yep.
Najee had the lowest yards per attempt. True or false?
Oh, true.
Correct.
True. Yes, true.
3.8 yards.
Well, what other running backs had over 20 carries besides Warren?
Benny Snell had 20. He averaged 4.5.
And he had more yards than Najee.
Per attempt, yep.
Okay.
Jalen Warren averaged 4.9, and Kenny Pickett.
I know he was high.
Kenny Pickett averaged 4.3.
I didn't think about Pickett.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay. I forgot about that one.
Right. That's a good one. Okay. Let's go. Who had more yards per reception last year? Jalen Warren or Najee Harris? And the receiving game, they only were 15 yards apart, interestingly.
Oh, yeah. I think it's Warren.
Warren again, 7.6 versus 5.
He had a higher one. I remember there was bigger plays from him. Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
2.
Okay, so if that's the case, yards per touch, who had more, Jalen Warren or Najee Harris?
Yards per touch. I would say Warren again.
Yeah,
The average was
5.6 versus 4.0.
average was higher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yep. 3 for
Yeah.
3. I'm killing it.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Alright.
it. All right. True or false? Marcus Allen had a rushing attempt.
What? That's so odd. I think he did. I think it's true. He did.
He
Did
did.
he? Did he? Was it a fake punt or something?
Yeah, 4
4 from
yards.
1?
I
Yeah,
kind
that's
of gave it to you the way I said true or false. True or false, he had a rushing attempt. The fact that I didn't kind of set it like that.
yeah, that's I
Um,
forgot about that. What game was that? Do you know what game? No.
No, it doesn't put. Well, I can go back. Yeah, that's a bit complicated. I don't want to lose, but
Jeez.
I don't want to lose my
What?
screen. That's pretty
I
crazy.
wonder if he got that. He must have got the first down. Must have been 4th and 1. Marcus
Yeah.
Allen, hey? Marcus Allen had more rushing attempts than he did have pass deflections in his whole career. One.
Or in this, has he had an
Or
interception?
fumbles.
I don't think he's had an
No,
interception.
you look at his stats, he's done nothing that's like extra.
Yeah, this
That-
is why I don't even know why
Nothing,
we're still
nothing.
talking about
Completely
him.
nothing. Not one
He's,
sack, not
he's
one.
worse. He's worse at his position than Jordan Berry was as the punter.
Yeah, not one tackle for a loss, deflection, anything, nothing. 0.
True or false? Connor Haywood had more yards per reception than Pat Freemuth, Deontay Johnson, and Chase Claypool.
Then all 3 players.
Than all 3 players.
Okay, the way that question is the way the question has been asked, I'd say true.
Yeah, I gave that to
Yeah.
you. Yeah, true. Okay.
Yeah.
True
5.
or false? Najee Harris averaged less yards per reception than Zach Gentry.
Ooh, less yards per reception than Zach Gentry. Actually, I'll say true because Gentry had a few big plays.
That is true. Yep. Gentry averaged 6.9 versus 7.6 from Jalen Warren. And Najee only had 5.6.
Right, because there was one play I watched last night. I watched the highlights week 1. They used Gentry quite well with a screen against the Bengals down the sideline. Ran about 30, 40 yards. That would have helped.
There you go.
Yeah, big play.
All right. Of players with 20 or more receptions, Najee Harris had the second highest catch percentage.
Is that true or false?
Yeah.
False.
Ooh.
No,
It's
is that
actually
wrong?
true. It's actually
Oh, all right. I'm logging off. Well, I got it wrong now. There's no point anymore.
77.4%.
He had the second highest catch
Yeah.
percentage.
And for the bonus question on this bonus, points, who had the highest catch percentage of players with more than 20 receptions?
Jalen Warren.
Yeah, correct. 84.8%.
I didn't know that. I knew he was high. I didn't know that Najee was high too.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. I didn't know that was that high.
True or false? Deontay Johnson had the worst catch percentage of all players that caught a ball above 20 receptions.
False, because it might be other players. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
True. He caught 58.5% of passes.
Now I'm on a losing streak. This is like 2 losses in a row. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. Damn.
True or false? Steven Sims had the highest yards per kick return.
Well, kick return from the kickoff, not a punt return?
Correct. I'll ask you a punt return question in a second.
It has to be true. He's like only one back there. Surely true.
It is true. He had more than Gunner. On punt returns, who had more yards per return? Steven Sims or Gunnar Olszewski?
I'd have to say Sims again, I feel like. Did
False. It was Gunnar.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Gunnar had it.
And for the bonus question on that, or the follow-up question, true or false, neither player averaged more than 10 yards per return.
True. I don't
punts.
remember. True. I don't remember
punts.
too many big punts going
Correct.
crazy.
5.5 from Steven Sims and 6.9 from Gunnar Olszewski.
How many punts did Gunnar do take back before
Gunnar took 8 back versus 19 from Sims.
And he still had a higher percentage.
We had a higher yards per return, yeah.
Wow.
So he was eight for 55 versus Steven Sims.
Gunnar could still make this team, I reckon. He might be the 6th guy. He might make it. I wouldn't put it past me.
Maybe. Okay. He's a bit of a bigger guy. If they consider him being able to block, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. How's this one? True or false? They kickoff average yards between Chris Boswell and Matthew Wright, who both were starting kickers last year for the Steelers, is less than 0.1 yards difference.
From their average together.
Yeah.
True.
That is true. I should have worded that differently. I'm not very good at Quizmaster.
Oh, man.
This is a good one. True or false? The Steelers did not miss an extra point last season.
Extra points. I know we missed field goals. I'm going to say...
we didn't miss many field goals.
Yeah, there's only a few, right? I'm going to say true. They didn't miss one at all.
Correct. 26 from 26 is actually pretty good.
Yeah. But people are down on Boswell. I mean, I think he's a good player. I think you sign him up for another deal if he's coming around to contract. I think you get him. I think he's up there. Boswell. Yeah. I think you get him. Bounce back year for Boswell, even though it wasn't that bad of a year, right? How many field goals did he miss? 3 or 4?
So he hit 20 from 28.
Oh, so he missed 8.
But Matthew Wright hit 12 from 14.
Yeah, right. I think there's sometimes though, Tomlin puts out Boswell at like 56, 60 yarders though sometimes. And I feel like
that's true.
What are you doing, man? Yeah. So okay. I don't mind that. But then didn't score many points though. This whole team didn't score points last year.
Yeah, you know I mean? It's asking questions of trivia on the offense is a bit boring, which is why we will go to the defense.
All right. Keen, mate.
Oh, that's a good one. True or false? Trey Norwood had more tackles for a loss than Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Trey Norwood had... I'm going to say true because Minkah stayed back more than last year.
Yeah, true.
And he was probably down.
I feel like that was an easy one. Who had more tackles for a loss, Devin Bush or Arthur Mollett?
Mollett.
They had the same.
The same?
Yeah.
What? Where's my option for the same?
I know. I realized that as I said it. I told you I'm not good at Quizmaster.
Oh, Lord. It's like you're wrong, Mark. Okay, let me guess. I reckon they had 3.
Two.
Because there was one, Mollett got a sack in week 1 against Joe Burrow, right? That's the one I saw last night, actually. So, and then Bush was never down there at all. He got 2, did he? He got 2, Devin Bush, as a middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad he's gone. He was bad.
Over or under, Robert Spillane had 5 tackles for a loss. Putting Bush into context.
I'm going to say under. I think I had 4.
Yeah, bang on.
I think I had 4. Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting because it makes you realize why they tore up that room. Like no inside linebacker had more than 5 tackles for a loss. Like that's despicable.
They always played. I feel like they played off. They didn't really play like the. I know it's
because Miles Jack only had 3, right? So,
but it didn't seem like it was the Steeler linebacker away in the middle there. It didn't seem like last year.
True or false? Minkah Fitzpatrick and Devin Bush were in the top 3 players on the Steelers defense for combined tackles.
Yeah, I'm gonna say true. I feel like Devin Bush was involved, but not that much. But he was still up there.
Yeah, so Minkah was second with 96. Devin Bush was with 81. Devin Bush had 44 solo. Minkah had 56 solo. So Minkah's actually second highest amount of solo tackles on the team. ahead of Robert.
Well, that was the
Spillane.
weakest area. You just go and target Devin Bush. You got an open man, right? And then he would clear.
Yeah, so Minka basically had to come in and fill the need.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
was the top solo and combined tackler on the Steelers defense?
Miles Jack.
Correct.
100 and I think like 12 or something, wasn't it?
104.
It went over. Damn it.
But if you've seen a PFF number, sometimes these numbers start to vary. I go off Pro Football Reference. That's my number one.
Yeah, I knew it was 100 and something. He got the most, and then we cut him. We let him go.
Over or under, 5 players had more than 10 quarterback hits last season for the Steelers.
I want to say actually, wait, one over?
But now
Yeah, I knew there was something tricky here.
there's 4. There's 4.
I've just gone thinking, okay, it was Highsmith, there was TJ Cam, and then who else we had a quarterback? That means there was no pressure on the quarterback last.
Ogunjobi was the other one.
Besides TJ Watt, and then they couldn't use the outside rusher.
Yep.
Who was a guy? I don't remember who it was. I don't know who we had back.
Malik Reed.
Yeah, he did nothing.
Yeah, he had 4. So he was the 5th guy. So they had 11 from Ogunjobi, 12 from TJ, 20 from Highsmith, 23 from Cam. Yeah.
That's it. Okay. That's
it.
different.
It was actually really bad. Like, you look at this team that's why this team is going to be so much better this year. Like, you look at stats like that and you're like, really?
Well, they had that stat going into the year with the consistent 60, 50 sacks a year or something. We didn't get that. There was a few sacks that we stat lines that we lost, I think, just last season. All
right. True or false? Only 11 players recorded a sack last season.
False. No way. 11. We got 11.
Actually,
is that true?
Did.
Really? You got 11.
It
was more
and that's
11.
counting. That's counting. The 2 players had a half sack, so I didn't count them as having one sack or more. I should have worded that a little bit better.
Well, I guess maybe some of the cornerback could have, because Millette got one. I think
Millette had 2.
I think even was James Pierre get one?
No,
it's not someone like that.
No. The only back was defensive back was Morlett, and Edmonds had 2 as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Minka didn't come down the box. That's interesting.
True or false? DeMarvin Leal got a sack.
False. Is that right? Okay. Whew, this year though, man. Leal, dude, he's gonna go off. I reckon he's gonna be on one. I think he's the guy.
They had 40 sacks. It's kind of amazing they actually got to 40 when you look at like the fact that TJ was third best sacks on the board with 5.5. Like,
they had 7 in the first week and 7 in the last week.
It's crazy, man.
7 against Burrow and then 7 against Watson, and then nothing really in the middle.
Well, that's kind of right, because if they got that would have been 26. That's about like what the numbers statistically kind of suggest. Yeah, it's pretty.
And they normally get, over the last few years, 5 years in a row, so they're getting about 50 or 60 in a row, I think. Is that right? Yeah. And there was also a game where they had a sack a game for 60-something games in a row, and then that also broke too.
Correct.
So that sucks. But
true or false? TJ Watt is tied for 4th for the most interceptions last season.
True. I think he had 2.
He had 2. That's right.
Yeah.
Who was with him at number 4?
Sutton.
Ba-bow.
Nah. Hang on. Edmonds?
Ba-bow.
Nah, I'm done. Who is it?
Casey. Cousin.
Oh, bugger.
Sutton had 3. He was ahead of them.
Who was the other one? So TJ got one off Burrow. And there's another person. No, 2. Who was the other one he got off? Can't remember. That's pretty good though, man. TJ having 2 and he only played 9 games or something?
Yeah, man.
Not bad.
Let's double click on Kazi. I'll give you a
stat. Didn't Levi Wallace? He had 4, right? He had 4 interceptions, didn't he?
He had 4, yeah. Minka had 6.
6? Wow. 6. That's right. Well, Minka had going off what I know I'm referenced to week 1 a lot because I saw it last night, but week 1, Minka ran one pick 6 to the first score in 2022 was pick 6 by Minka, running back from Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
If TJ doesn't go, oh man, TJ Watt doesn't go down that game, we have a different season, I think. But here we are in the new
100%.
season. New season.
But that's right. He's got to rest his body up ready for this year, which will be a better year anyway. True or false? Kazi had his best defensive quarterback rating, so making the quarterback have the player's lowest rating of his career last year for Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna say true, but probably I don't know. True.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, okay. But even though he's had a 6-year career with the Falcons and Cowboys too, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Over and under, Kazi 3% missed tackles.
Under, he doesn't miss much.
He didn't miss a tackle at all last year.
No, he doesn't, because I even knew that in preseason. That's when he got hurt, because he was the only one tackling and no one else did, and then he hurt his arm.
That's it.
Yeah, they run past
pretty
Bush,
crazy,
and
man.
they run past Bush and Miles Jack, and then he'd be there. I got him. Don't worry, boys. So he didn't miss one tackle.
No.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, he'd be a good guy to watch the whole season if you just.
I know.
You know.
Listen, all right. So here's one for you. True or false? Kazi only allowed 54 yards. Oh, I fucked up that question. That's right. I'm not going to ask that one.
True.
I would say Kazi only allowed 54 yards last year. True or false? Receivers caught less than 5 passes when Kazi was marking up against them.
True. If he's making tackles, I think true.
He only allowed 3 completions. Now, he only was targeted 4 times, but still.
It's going to be an interesting guy to watch this year, I think. Then,
yeah, man, it's like a hidden. He's like a hidden player. Like,
yeah, it seems like he's playing better here than he ever has anywhere else. And
pretty much
playing next to Minka as well. I think Minka's an all pro, so that's good. He's learning from him, you know. But I liked him. I liked him since he came over, and I liked him when I saw him in preseason. I thought he was just hitting people, and he was one being physical, and then he hurt his wrists, and he got done for like 7 weeks, something like that. You know? I think.
All right. What have we got here? True or false? Alex Highsmith had a higher number of quarterback pressures in 2021 than 2022.
Does the sacks count as a pressure? It has to, right? Surely.
I don't know whether Pro Football Reference count that or not. I'm
going to say true. I think he had a great year last year.
Harry's knockdowns and all sack plays. Yes, they do. It counts.
Yeah, I think he had a better year last year. So true. He had more pressure in 2022.
He did indeed. He had 28 versus 26.
Not too much, really.
No. True or false? In fact, 2022 was not the year Alex Highsmith had his most ever tackles in the season.
It was his most tackles.
What?
Like what you're saying is that he had his most tackles in 2022?
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, true or false?
False.
That is correct.
Really?
74 in 2021. There you go.
Yeah, more tackles in 2021.
You're on top of Alex Highsmith. I'm not going to ask you any more questions about Alex Highsmith.
I forgot what my overall score was, but I'm probably around 80%. I think. I'm also reading your body language too. I'm reading how you're asking the question as well. By the way.
I know.
What's the next one?
I know. It's very not pre-planned them.
You got any punting ones? Any ones for Harvin? That'd be hard to do. Or not?
Punting.
I feel like the punting game has just been off the last few years.
Let's see.
Like, did we allow any TD? I don't think we allowed any TD. Did we
punting.
I don't think we allowed any TDs.
Trying to load it. Let's see. Punting. Okay, I got some punting ones. True or false? Presley Harvin, I always call him Percy. Presley Harvin's rookie year was his best year for punts inside, a percentage of punts inside the 20.
True. I think. No?
That is correct. Yep. 35.7% of his punts in 2021
What was he rookie?
20 versus
2021.
29% in 2022, which is the difference of that is 25 to 20.
Okay, yeah. What about TDs?
Yeah.
Have we allowed TDs? I don't think we have. A punt TD.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You back?
Oh, did I go?
No, I went. I think my internet went. Pro Football Reference is crashing my internet today.
Bloody Pro Football Reference. Terrible articles and terrible connection for us. Thanks a lot.
Hey, and now since we've done the trivia, any questions that have come to mind about this team and stats?
I just want to watch Kazi play. That's all I want to do. I just want to see Kazi not miss a tackle. I think that's fantastic. Not one tackle, and yet that Devin Bush was, playing two-hand touch when Kazi finished the tackle. Pretty much, that's what I reckon that would be it. If they'd probably run past Devin Bush. Kazi would make the tackle. Devin Bush comes on and goes touch, and then counts as the assist. That was pretty much in a nutshell.
Well, now that Devin Bush is gone, do you think we're going to see better tackling stats than what we saw from Miles Jack and Devin Bush? I mean, they're still.
I think so. I think it's like what you said at the very start of the show. You said that they're pretty much reamped or given a new life to the middle linebacker position. That is Holcomb, Roberts, and Kwiatkowski and all these dudes and Robinson, right? I think that's going to be something where it's going to be a focus on because it looks to me like that in last year that Devin Bush making all the tackles, Minka had to clean up in that scenario too. I know safeties do that because that's what their job is for, is to make sure they don't get past them. But I think this middle linebacking core, although it's not splashy, it's not who's that guy? He's a Hall of Famer. It's just guys that can play, I think. And I can't wait to see him in preseason and in training camp because last year we all saw what Devin Bush just wasn't playing. Even going back to it, they weren't really. You're getting two tackles for a loss. You need more than that in this day and age to stop the runner.
Yeah. What about on the offense though? Because when you see 3.8 yards from Najee, that just has to be he has to add a whole yard. It's just
there's a lot of pressure, I think, on Najee Harris this year to be successful because Warren was getting 4.9. So I'm not saying he's going to be the lead back, but even Benny Snell got more yards than you too. We need Najee to, and I like the way he runs, man. I like the way he runs, and he's always physical and runs them over, and they're all hanging off his back and stuff like that. But go to the stats, 3.9 is pretty average. You need 4.5, 4.6,
to be
something like that.
Yeah,
and that's a big jump too from that to make it 2nd and 5 rather than 2nd and 7 or whatever it is, 2nd and 6.
So the other stat that we came up with the trivia was the 58.5% of passes caught from Deontay. For you this year, what's a pass?
So
mark? What's a pass mark for him?
So 58%. So he dropped the other 42, right?
41.5%.
That's pretty bad. I didn't realize that was that low. A pass mark is you got to catch 75, 80%. I think you catch
80% is pretty high though for a wide receiver.
Well, 70%, 7 out of 10.
70% would be good. 70% would be good.
But anything less, 50 against 60, that means every 10 times you drop 4. So
especially Deontay, because Pickens is going to do the contested catches. Pickens,
he was 70%, wasn't he? High for the contested catches or something?
But overall he was a 61.4%.
Okay.
So, but if he can do 65% and 75% of contested catches, I think that's a good season from Pickens.
DJ makes the hard ones look easy and the easy ones look terrible sometimes. So in some ways. Yeah. He's got right in front. He's the one where he catches it. He's already looking away. He does that kind of stuff. But he'll do the ones like this. He'll get him. I'm keen for a bounce back for him. I really am. I think he can do something. Otherwise, if he doesn't bounce back, we might not sign him next year. Then Robinson's there, Calvin Austin's there. It's fine. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, right. Do you think Connor Haywood can be second for average yards per reception again this year?
Hey, you know what though? Depending on how they use him. If they use him in certain situations for halfback, I can see him getting the ball one-on-one with a linebacker, and everyone's going down the field, and he beats the linebacker, gets 40 yards, stuff
Especially
like
off
that.
a screen pass. Especially off a screen pass.
It's a mismatch, really, having that talented player like him, and he's just like a guy like Warren too. He's a physical guy who loves the football. I think he'll be involved where he might get 5 touches a game, so he might get yards up there. If you're in trouble though, just feed the ball to Haywood at the back, like if he's a safety net, something like that, or get him.
Yeah.
Canada's got to put him in plays where they can move him around to get him in space.
Exactly.
Like the running backs in all the other teams we see, they always see him in space. You never see Steelers in space. I haven't seen that in a long time. Sounds like a movie, Steelers in space, but you never see it, man. Do you? Really? Do you?
What do we call it? Like Heinz jam or something.
Up and jam. But you never see it, man. I never see actual Steelers in space because
they can call it like the episode "The Steelers and the Terrestrial Terrible Towels."
That's pretty cool. But I just want to see Haywood beat a linebacker mismatch, and then George Pickens taking his corner all the way down the field, safety's playing all the way back, and you've got all this room. Kind of like the Patriots do and stuff like that, or the Chiefs. They have all these guys moving around the field. We don't seem to have that.
That's it.
It'd be good to see Kenny Pickett line him up to get 15-yard runs because Connor Haywood. You know what he's doing? He's going forward every time.
That's right. He doesn't go sideways. He
just goes. If you see someone, he's just going to try and run them over. Whereas DJ's going to run backwards.
Tell us how you really feel. Before we wrap up the show, was there any stat line that particularly surprised you out of all those ones?
Probably the DJ one, to be honest. I didn't think it was that low. That was 58%. Yeah. I thought that was pretty low. I knew there was the Jonte Jobson thing, but I thought that was surprising, to be honest. The Najee one as well, I thought he had a quite high percentage of catches. I didn't know that he was
number 2.
Very high.
Yeah. I was surprised Kazi didn't miss a tackle. That's big from a safety.
How many tackles he had? Probably like 50
20,
or something?
20.
Okay.
He didn't play in many games.
Oh, that's right. He wasn't playing, back where he will now.
But how's this? The other one that's kind of funny, just from a random perspective. So Matthew Wright and Boswell averaged 61.4 and 61.5 yards for their kickoff average. 0.1 difference. It's crazy.
Yeah. But it's because now they're going to eliminate the kickoff too, so it doesn't really matter.
No.
But as long as we're getting the field goals, I thought that was a bit high actually, missing 8 field goals. But at the same time, I think there was 2 or 3 times that Tomlin put him out there.
Yeah,
at the 55. Even
a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, he does it all the time though. I don't understand why he does that. Like to get the 3 points, I'd rather punt it away and be up than giving them a field position.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like practice in game situation in a weird way, and like he usually does it at the end of a half, right? So
yeah, Boss can get it, but sometimes Tomlin, if there is some critique I will have, it's like he brings him out at like 54, 55, 56.
But then but what else is he meant to do? Throw a Hail Mary and like if he's got no timeouts left, does he throw a Hail Mary and like get intercepted? Like what do you?
Yeah, but it depends where you
are. I'm someone that goes like Hail Mary you're going to catch sometimes, so maybe do it. But yeah, it's kind of a bit of a
But he can make them too. Sometimes Boswell can make the 50s, but I feel like the last few years he's just put him out there in certain situations where it's a big chance to miss.
But with that is going to wrap up our Mad Monday. It was a little bit mad from us, a little bit crazy, but we hope you enjoyed the show. Some funny stat lines there. So, Marky D, as always.
Go Steelers. Here we go.